Good morning, everyone. Tuesday, the 3rd of November. Welcome to the beginning of this new week. I was struck again in the reading from morning prayer from the book of Revelation. Very apocalyptic writing. It's filled with all sorts of innuendo and picture language, and even perhaps referencing a form of numbers representing certain truths or certain events. A difficult book to understand. And as I have been saying, perhaps we should not lose ourselves or confuse ourselves by trying to understand everything. Try and look at the big picture. And the big picture, of course, God is in control. And as Revelation continues, we discover that there is an ever spiraling sense of God's wrath being meted out on the earth, an ever spiraling decrease in the righteousness of people, an increase rather in sinfulness and anger. God is showing his power, and people are confronted with a choice. Do they turn to God or do they curse God? And the book of Revelation seems to indicate that many curse God rather than turning to God. And yet there's always that option. And so the question I want to ask, in this world in which we live, where we see an ever spiraling decrease in righteousness and honesty and integrity, an ever increasing degree of sinfulness, how do you respond? Do you turn to God or do you curse God? And let's be honest, doing nothing is tantamount to cursing God. We are faced with a decision to make. And so my message today really is to encourage us in the difficulties and the hurly-burly of life, and especially now as we come to the end of the year and we begin to face into December, and we're tired, and COVID-19 and the lockdown has caused tremendous stress. How do we respond? Do we turn to God, or do we curse God or ignore everything, which is tantamount to ignoring God, which is then tantamount to cursing God? How do we respond? Revelation indicates to us that we must turn to God, because ultimately God is in control. God metes out that punishment, almost as if God is clamoring in an ever louder fashion to say, I am in control. I am determining the destiny of the world. Do you see me? Do you recognize me? It's also a punishment, because for those who will never turn to God, Revelation indicates, and I believe this is true, there will be eternal damnation and a punishment for them. And so the choice really is ours. And in the life that you face and the difficulties that you have right now, let's not worry about those end times just yet. But where we are right now, are you turning to God, or are you not turning to God, cursing him? Folks, turn to God. Give him your faith. It doesn't necessarily solve all the problems. You don't suddenly go into some great paradise, but you will know that you have a companion in life who will walk with you and guide you and help you. Folks, turn to God. We really need to do that. God bless. We'll chat again tomorrow. Bye-bye.